entertainment, YouTube has been extremely popular, 3 years old and still manages 150,000 videos a day. I'm considering at the moment using 2 or 3 videos of animations that we've got that I've generated, putting them on YouTube and then linking them back to our website internally. And I think that will drive some traffic. Video is something that you might well want to consider. Social networking sites, extranets, intranets. We've got, in my company, 2,500 people working worldwide. Without some way of sharing information, we're never going to hang together as a team. And our own internal site hasn't been well thought out, but it is quite a useful place for people to leave information and to send information to their colleagues. One of the most successful sites I've done has been a mini site. This is outside of the corporate website with thousands of pages. This is 3 or 4 pages only, strongly focused on one product. And if you have a very large site and you just find it difficult to get the resources to build inside that site, it may be worth arguing the case to have a separate site which is entirely focused on the one issue that you want. People now are using those sorts of landing pages and linking them very strongly with Google AdWords as a way of driving people to a particular place. In a large corporate or a large council website or an overall umbrella company website, it's sometimes difficult to make those sites work. But a mini site can be a useful alternative in some circumstances. In business-to-business, e-commerce can be very useful, can be seen as a very interesting add-on. I've certainly considered the possibility to have some of the standard products that my business produces sold on the internet. We've chosen not to do that because our customer services organisation aren't very keen for obvious reasons, and salespeople don't like the idea that this will just run in the background. But some companies, some organisations can use e-commerce, and it may be that you can sell things that you haven't considered previously. So e-commerce is not necessarily just about business to business. But if you do it, you need to think about guarantee section, returns and refund policies, and the security of the site. So what goes on the site? Well, I could have put plenty of screenshots of wonderful websites, but that wouldn't be very helpful for a couple of reasons. You know your industry far better than I do, and there's no definitive web solution for your industry. Some executions, they're just better than others. You know, why did Amazon come top of the list to start with, and why is it now very popular and successful? Well, step back 4 or 5, 10 years, and Amazon was just one of a number. They just got more popular. They were better executions. And you need to find that solution. It may be that you're reassured and you think that websites only actually in need of some minor treatment rather than radical surgery. But ultimately, it's your decision. But the basics, if there's a site of any size, really you should at least have a search option. One of the complexities of sites, hundreds of pages, is people can't find their way around. You try and build a navigation that leads people through their journey through your site. The problem is very often what you think of as the customer's journey isn't actually the journey. And what they want to be able to do is to put a search phrase in the box at the top right-hand corner of your screen and search for whatever they're interested in. And if that search doesn't work, they'll go to a site where it does. One of the concerns we've got about our corporate website, and we've got an Indian company, Sacham. Now we're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on that site. But one of the first things they've said to us is, take out your search engine, which is there from about 99, 2000, and use Google Search Appliance. So a month from now, we're going to be using Google on our own website. And where my brother's done that on Health and Safety Executive website, it's produced a dramatic increase in the number of people who say they're satisfied with the site. So a search option is a way of mitigating the problems that you'll bring because of the way you think about your businesses and organisations. It helps the customer to take their path through. So the sites need to be quick and easy to use. You really need an about us, a contact us, really should be on every page, but more importantly, there should be a call to action. Very often you see websites with a lot of information, but what is it they're trying to get you to do? What is it that is the key thing? And it's a call to action. Very often that's going to be contact us, but occasionally it's add to cart, and then you get a shopping cart somewhere else. So you need a call to action or a contact us on each page. References and testimonials can be very, very powerful. We're doing now some work with our website that says case studies, properly formatted, just very simple stuff. Nice headline. Here's the problem the customer had. Here's the sort of solutions. So case studies or testimonials or evidence of ways that you've worked with other clients can be very powerful, particularly if you're not really selling a product, but you're providing a service that can be bought. How are people going to see that? They can't see it in a catalogue. But if you show, here is the problem the client had, here is the way we solved it, oh, and by the way, email us for more, then that can work very successfully, particularly if you don't have a product. So the copy that goes on a site, it shouldn't be like a brochure. Websites are found by search engines. Search engines look through the sites in a particular way. That changes from time to time, so you can't just stuff it with lots and lots of keywords. What you need to do is you need to look at it as your customers. You need to look at the site and make it relevant to your customers. It can't just be, we're telling you this story because. It really should be, like all good marketing, you should think into the mind of your customer. So if they're using particular phrases and they're foreign to your business, that's how they're getting to the site. Those are the sorts of words and phrases that need to be on those pages. You should use bullet points and images to make the site fresh and clean. And the images on the site really should be your own. Because I work for a large corporate, I've taken action against 2 companies who've stolen our pictures. And inevitably, they just back away quite quickly. But it's better for it's okay for me because I've got a legal department. I can just wheel the lawyer in from Manchester. That's easy for me. But for those companies that have stolen pictures, it's just expensive for them in terms of time. So it's better if you don't. Take your own pictures or use Shutterstock or iPhoto or any of the sites where you can get cheap photography. There's lots and lots of them. Flash introductions. They're interesting enough, but I tend to skip the introductions as well. You need to keep in mind the legal background, and some sites now are starting to have little legal disclaimers. You need to do that. There's a good website, www.w3.org/WAI, more later if you need it. And that gives an excellent guide on web accessibility for people with bad eyesight or whatever. You need to look at the browser compatibility. You're into the technical end of the website design now. Stay focused on the strategy and the website accessibility and the browser compatibility. The people building the site for you should be able to tell you that Google's Chrome or the Internet Explorer 7 or Firefox or Mozilla or any of these others can see the site, or the small browsers. Try and leave that in the specification that you build. Some sites now are starting to use SMS and text. I travel a lot. One of the most useful services I've got at the moment is the KLM website. Allows you to put your mobile phone number in, and if you're delayed and you're late for a flight, it'll send you a text message. It'll say, please turn up at gate D23. Fabulous. The timing's right, and it gives you enough time to get to the gate. So if you've got a service which is time dependent and you can get people to give you their mobile phone numbers, consider using things like SMS and text. It depends very much on the business that you're in. Podcasts and vodcasts, they're becoming more popular. And for those of you with the sorts of business where you're looking to get ideas across, consider podcasts. Consider taking the key elements of your business and getting somebody knowledgeable to talk about them, put them onto your website. It's cheaper than video, but it can still drive traffic into your site. So how do you make it all work? Well, website design is becoming more fragmented. Using law firms as an example, once upon a time